Hello, everyone. This is Jim Okersinski with a weekly lecture video. So, as we wind down the semester, we're moving into the final stages of the research essay. I want to cover a couple of issues that I see developing here in the Canvas course shell. First, I'd like to talk about is the peer review for the first draft. I want to make sure that I put out a couple of announcements right now to make sure that everybody makes this two-part submission, peer review post in the discussion board, and then the upload. While everyone is peer reviewing over the next few days, I will be reviewing drafts and offering some feedback on the first draft, and I will do that in the assignment. So in the discussion board here, I want to make this kind of clear to everybody. This is an activity, the peer reviews, the two peer reviews, is an activity that is worth 5% of your course grade. Quite naturally, at this point in the course, people are presenting first drafts that are rather sizable, integrating sources, a lot of great topics, a lot of great drafts from what I've kind of skimmed through. So I really do believe that an adequate peer review that is worth 5% of your course grade should be more than a couple of sentences. So I want to make sure my expectations are clear here. I'm really intend everybody to write a reasonably detailed report about your drafting journey. I mean, this has been a semester-long journey. There should be some good content there about some of your experiences, right? How did you go about choosing information, or did you decide to organize it? There's a lot to discuss to give individuals the opportunity to review and discuss this with you. And also, the list of 3 things should be detailed and should be quite clear. Okay, look at what you really need some help with, where you might be struggling. And it's the responsibility of the peer reviewer to engage with the report. That's the part 1 where it says respond here. Okay, answer and engage. You share a lot of the common issues, problems maybe, achievements. So the idea here is for you to engage with this report and then specifically answer the 3 items listed. I see some peer review responses that were barely even sufficient to cover a regular discussion board. And so please do not treat this as a discussion board post. It is not, and it will not grade well if you treat it as a discussion board post. It won't grade well for the peer review. Also, one thing I want to mention, this is not an opportunity, and I say here, be patient, let the board develop. Everybody should be able to get 2, maybe 3 tops in the way of peer reviews. Ganging up on somebody, and some of them I've seen where there's 5 and 6 responses, rather short responses, in the discussion board here for the peer reviews is not a way to spread it all around. Everybody's, I think we've got about 14 or 15 posts to the discussion board. So I want to be clear on this, that these need to be much more detailed. They need to be really certainly developed a lot more, and be patient and spread it around so some of the people who might have posted later have an opportunity for peer review. And I've already looked through the board, and I've looked at what's been written so far, and I'd like to give everybody the chance to maybe edit or add on or move around their peer review responses because of some of the things I've seen. I won't grade these until probably Monday of next week after the 2 peer review, after the time period and the due date has been completed. So I'm hoping I'm clear on that particular discussion board and process there. So now I'd like to move on to, excuse me, exercise 5.1. I'm sorry if I'm going on a little long here, but it's kind of required at this time of the semester. So everybody's done so far for what I've looked. I said, perhaps I was assuming that people would upload a copy and show their work and carry their conversation forward when they discuss the results. But I've had a couple of emails and looked at the discussion board. So I add here, be sure to attach the highlighted document to your post so others can see the results. And exercise 5.1 is probably one of the best exercises in the textbook for writing the research essay. The idea here is, and it's a pretty straightforward activity. I've got one right here, Peyton's. Okay, you see the two tones here. Actually, you see three different color texts. I said if you turn around and highlight this according to the activity Ballinger describes, what you look at and what really becomes apparent is the blending of your source's words and your words, and how to go about having the conversation. Now, it's important that you always end up blending your particular source material and letting everyone know exactly what you think. There's a good example here of how to turn around and go through some of the pages and use this to really look at the balance in your overall essay draft for the final draft. Where you have more areas that you might need a little more conversation, you certainly want to add those. Remember, the research essay is a conversation between you and your sources. It is not your sources. Okay, regurgitating information and just throwing it all out there. Basically, what you have then is you don't have a research essay, you have a research report. So it's important to take a look at your blending and your writing on how to build those, well, I don't know, I hate to mention it, but the quote sandwich, how to have the information in balance. Remember now, an essay is only supposed to have so much of quoted work here. So you want to keep the percentage at a minimum as you go through that one. We have one here. Let me get to another one here. Some good color coding here and looking at some of the information. And I believe it's really, really important to see that blending, and that is the purpose of exercise 5.1. So as that board specifically develops, I just want to make sure that everybody also understands the process here and the purpose behind that. Chapter 5 does a really good job of how to put the finishing touches, and we'll talk more about that in the screencast video. I will also add a couple of links to some videos I use in my COM 101 courses on how to write the quote sandwich you saw earlier. And there's also a nice little video on how to format a works cited page. And looking through some of the drafts, I think some individuals here might benefit from this little 4 or 5 minute video. Okay, that should be enough for today. Sorry if I've kind of gone down a little long, but it is important at this point in the course. So with that, if you have any questions, send me an email. If not, then good luck.